Absolutely anything you want to learn is out there for you to learn for relatively cheap. And this means, this is powerful, you can do anything that you want to do because you have the information to do so. Whenever I was middle school and high school age, I hated reading. Hated it so much. Like, my English classes were kind of cool because we didn't have to do shit with like math or even science, but I hated the reading aspect of it. Even reading like a chapter of a book, of really any book, was just so draining on me. My brain couldn't do it. I couldn't focus. I would even read the chapter, but I wouldn't get the main points just because I'd keep rereading the same sentence over and over again, and I just like be reading the chapter and the information would just go in and out. And it's because I was not interested in the topic. They did not make it fun whatsoever, the school system. And honestly, some of the books they chose were kind of shitty too. Like, The Scarlet Letter, dude. Why the fuck am I reading The Scarlet Letter? That's a terrible book. That shit was horrible. But reading is the most important skill for success. And now I love it. I absolutely love reading now because I found the right books. I found the right reasons. I have reasons to read. The man who doesn't read is no different from the man who can't. If you're not reading, you're not growing. This is the whole thing about self-improvement, is that you are a lifelong learner now because you're on this path. This isn't something we just did in school and then we forget about it once we graduate. We are lifelong learners because we use information to change our lives, take action, and make ourselves better so that we can get the biggest rewards in life. Friendship, money, success, love, fame, if you want. Whatever you want is yours if you just put in the time to learn the information and take action on it. So choose something interesting to you right now and go for it. So this has to be something that interests you right now for this to work. So if you are interested in mechanics because you are buying a car soon, maybe you are interested in socializing because you've been watching some of my social videos and now you want to get out there. How to win friends and influence people, that's for you. Maybe you want to learn about sex, get a book on sex. This is the kind of stuff that is going to change your life because you start learning the information you need to know. Just by reading 3 books on a topic makes you more knowledgeable about it than 99% of the population. 3 books. That's like a couple afternoons of reading. And you are considered an expert by most people in the field. That is powerful, right? Like, this is how you have so many gurus and shit like selling you courses, because they've read a few books on the topic. They've read a few books about something and now they can sell to you. You can become an expert in literally anything. Books are condensed knowledge from lifetimes within a few hours. They are dense. And a lot of them, like, there are bad books too, but a lot of them are good. There are so many amazing books that can change your life. Big recommendations that I have right now: Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker, Deep Work by Cal Newport, No More Mr. Nice Guy, The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. Just a few from my bookshelf right here that have changed my life as a young man. Absolutely killer reads. And it's great that you start reading. If you're on this path and you have started reading, that's fantastic. If you have not gotten the skill up yet to be able to actually focus on what you're reading, I've been there too. Most of us have. Not very many people are actually been reading since they were kids, because now we have phones, and looking at a book, a plain book, rather than the stimulation you get from your phone and just everyday life, is much different. But build up that skill. And once you start building up that skill, you need to remember what you actually read. And so how do you remember what you read? Well, Firstly, write it down within your own words. Like, whenever you come across something profound in a book that you're reading, write that point down in a notebook you have specifically for reading. Write it down in your own words. Only read things that are applicable to you right now in the moment, because if you're just reading something that you're not going to use for a year or two, you're probably not going to remember it. You're probably not going to be motivated to even finish the book. So read things that are applicable to you right now. If right now you're struggling with getting a relationship that you want in your life, a romantic relationship, read books on how to make romantic relationships work. It's pertinent to you, and you're going to be able to directly use the information and apply it. Another point that goes along with this is start the thing first and then read about it. Start first and then read, because then you're in the thick of it and you can directly apply what you're reading from the books. Write down actionable steps and changes to make from these books too. Whenever you get them, write them down in your reading journal that you have now. Write down action steps to take after you're done reading. Something you can do tomorrow, something you can do this week to change your life, make shit happen. And then lastly, to keep this knowledge in your head, teach others. How well you know something is dependent on how well you can teach it. This is literally taking big points from the books, synthesizing them, putting them in your own words, and then giving them to other people. Not only is this helping other people, this is helping you remember this a lot better. I am getting more learning lessons from the books that I read because I am taking the learning lessons and putting them in my own words and then giving to you here on YouTube. Which is just another benefit of me doing this. Not only because I love it and because I find fun doing these videos, but also because I'm getting more, my brain is cementing this for me. And you don't have to create a YouTube channel if you don't want, but maybe you should. But just teach a friend, tell your mom about something that you learned today. This is a good way to put this stuff into your own words, synthesize the information, take the key points. Reading literally changes the way that your brain works. So start slow and build up the habit. Maybe just a few pages a day, then crank that up. Then maybe you'll even get to the Iman Gadzhi point where you're fucking reading a book a week. I'm not quite there yet, but maybe one of these days when I've got the free time for it. Build up the habit of it. If you found this helpful, if you like content from a small, unconventional YouTuber, hit the subscribe button below. Act now. Become unstoppable.